Hello, you marvelous people. Today, I'm going to be talking about the LEGO Marvel Avengers Tower. I know, I really couldn't help myself. I won't make any more marvelous jokes or anything like that. As I had shown you guys before, this thing is a beast, but I think even knowing the size of this, I was still pretty shocked. I think it's almost 3 feet tall LEGO set. Not to mention the side builds that this comes with, a Quinjet, and you also get the Leviathan. This panel being removable just happens to be one of the coolest features, and the fact that the structure still stands when you take the panel off, an architecture gold mine for LEGO. Set number 76269, clocking in at 5,201 pieces, 31 minifigures. It's just absolutely insane. This is the tallest Marvel LEGO set, the most expensive Marvel LEGO set at $500 US, and the LEGO set with the most minifigures. So let's dig in. This set did come with 2 sticker sheets and then a plastic sheet, and I know normally people complain about stickers. I am one of those people. Just the fact that most of these stickers were really cool Easter eggs, I really don't mind, and I feel the same way about Harry Potter sets as well. Building this LEGO set was just truly a marvel. It's a terrible pun, but it's true! It comes with 3 instruction books. The front of them is the same, although I do enjoy the Easter eggs in the back. The first book says Stark. The second one says Stack. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to have put an N over here, but I digress. And then the very last one just has the A. It's a callback to the first Avengers movie, when Tony Stark is lighting up the Stark Tower, and by the end of that movie, there is only an A left. When you open the booklet, it tells you a little bit about the Avengers Tower. You get to learn a little bit from the design team and their inspiration. It's based on the Avengers Tower as seen in Age of Ultron, but it does include scenes from the Avengers movie as well. Kind of gives you a rundown of the features, like you can actually park the Quinjet on the landing pad. From the lobby to the rooftop, every floor represents scenes from the Infinity Saga. There's the floor with Loki's scepter, and you can have Tony Stark examining it. There's a floor with Tony Stark working on his suits, and you can have him set up there with Dummy, the really awesome robot that uses the fire extinguisher on Tony Stark every time he's about to catch fire or something. And close to the top floor, you get to see the infamous Hulk smash Loki scene. It has some artwork that's actually inside the lid of the top of the box right here. Look at this. Look at this. It's just so cool. Now, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I am a huge Marvel fan. I have been collecting Marvel comics since I learned how to read Spider-Man comics. X-Men was also a favorite of mine. I used to watch Saturday morning X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons. I was a big Marvel girl. So when the MCU was introduced, I have to admit, I was like super skeptical. So once Iron Man came out, I was in. I was fully in. And so my obsession with the Marvel Cinematic Universe was born. Now, let's go grab the tower. Transporting this is not for the faint of heart. You have to be very careful. It's a very tall structure, and you can't actually detach the sections without having to kind of take the build apart. So the only thing you can actually take apart when you're transporting is this window panel that comes off. You essentially get 5 floors. The 5th floor has the landing pad, but you also get kind of a bonus 6th and 7th floor because the tops are removable, and we'll get into that later. You have a sidewalk area to set up any of your scenes. There's 2 benches in the front. There's even gum under one of the benches. It's kind of funny. A detached window here, and it was made so that you can hang the Hulk off of this area. It's pretty cool. Easter egg from the sidewalk is this Battle of New York memorial. On the back side, we have a back door. It is functional and you can open it, and then a big trash bin. Right now I do have the Mystic Arts magical circle thing hanging off because I did have Wong posed over here. And aside from having the Leviathan and the Quinjet, you also get the little carriage where the Chitauri was transporting Loki, and then a smaller one that they were using throughout the film. Something that's really great about this set, because it does have so many minifigures, they also included a plethora of these clear stands so that you can plop them anywhere that you find an entry. So you can have the Avengers kind of hanging around or off of the tower. There's also these clear straight ones, as well as plenty of clear studs and other clear pieces, just so that you can pose your figures around. Nice of them to have included all of these things. The minifigures. I kind of placed them on here because it was just easier for me than to have them sitting around the table and just falling over constantly. First off, you have your Tony Stark wearing, looks like some kind of heavy metal t-shirt torso, and his second face printing is the face that you would use for when he is inside of one of his Iron Man suits. Next, we have the Iron Man Mark 7. This one does have the Tony Stark face inside of it. I love that you can flip up the helmet. We also get a battle damaged Mark 6 suit, and this one doesn't have any face inside. That way, if you want to, you can pose it on the floor inside of Iron Man Man's lab in the Avengers Tower. Captain America here with his fierce face and then his normal kind of smirky face, but without his headpiece on. And then we have the second Captain America so that we can recreate that iconic scene. You know what I'm talking about. Thor over here, he is my favorite Avenger in the MCU. Second face printing where he has lightning in his eyes. Really love that they included this lightning piece with his hammer so you can have him throwing. Actually included with him was also this clear piece so that he can stand while he's holding this. Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, with her short hair. She is wearing a shield jacket. Has some really cool sidearm printing with the shield logo on it. Her second face is a kind of battle ready fierce one. The Wasp. This minifigure is so freaking awesome. It comes with these clear plastic wings. I have never actually seen this in a Lego set. Aside from the 2 sticker sheets that we actually got another sheet of plastic, and one of them was Vision's cape and the other one was Wasp's wings. You can take her mask off if you want and have her ponytail on her, but honestly, this is just such a freaking cool minifigure with the printing on the front and the back sides. Here is a Hawkeye minifigure, pretty standard run-of-the-mill Hawkeye. Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, she gets to have her own piece of cloth for the skirt portion of her costume. I thought it was interesting that they did these 1x studs to create the red effect from her powers instead of the one that came in the minifigure from the Marvel CMF ones. Falcon, another pretty freaking awesome minifigure in this set because of his buildable wings. So these are all stickers here. He just has his goggles on. This Vision minifigure is probably the star of the show and the one people have been talking most about. The bottom of his cape is translucent. It's plastic. It's just so beautifully printed. The bottom of his legs are transparent. I'm not sure if that's ever been done in a minifigure. Drop the knowledge in the comments if you know. And just all around a very cool looking minifigure. Iron Man's best buddy War Machine, very cool. And you can also lift up his mask to see him smiling under his helmet. He does not get a second face print. Miss Pepper Potts wearing an outfit that kind of is reminiscent of a catering company, but I think it's supposed to be a hoodie. Not entirely sure. She has a second face printing. Wong, I thought, was an interesting addition to this minifigure lineup. Here are his magic circle thingies coming out of his hands. Nick Fury, who put together the team of Earth's mightiest heroes. Dr. Cho, who we know from Age of Ultron as she was coerced by Ultron to helping him create a body. The Hulk minifigure. I don't know, is there another name for a minifigure that's when it's like this massive? I understand that this is the first time they've ever made the Hulk like this, where his hair is removable from his minifigure head. I love the shape of his hands because you're able to actually place Loki in them so he can thrash him around. And with the shape of his hands, you can also have him hanging off of the building the way that it does on the box. This is Dummy, Tony Stark's trusty robot that helps him in his lab. Does this count as a minifigure? I was honestly debating that myself, but anyways, he's on the box as a minifigure, so I guess he does? Good old Dr. Eric Selvig, who we meet in the first Thor movie. I always feel so bad that he got brainwashed by Loki, and we barely got to see him be himself. A very fun treat. We get a minifigure of Tony Stark as a SHIELD agent from Avengers Endgame, where he is trying to steal the Tesseract Cube. I have him here holding the little micro minifigure of Ant-Man. We get 2 kind of pretty generic SHIELD agents, a male SHIELD agent and a female SHIELD agent. Governor Alexander Pierce, minifigure with his conniving smirk. And we get 4 Chitauri that all have the same printing. 2 of them can carry one of these blaster guns. This Loki minifigure looks so good. He's not exclusive to this set. You can switch him out to have either his horns or his wig piece, and then his second face printing is when he has his guard over his mouth from when he is a prisoner. Then we get Ultron. I was a little surprised at how not very Ultron-y he looks, because I guess to me he kind of just looks like another Chitauri, but he does have really cool printing on his front and back sides. Last but not least, we cannot forget this exclusive minifigure of the father of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Can we call him that? Kevin Feige, and he's eating pita and he's drinking his coffee. An excellent and crazy amazing minifigure lineup. I mean, this is just so bizarre. I was just honestly getting overwhelmed at how many minifigures were piling up as I was building. This is so intimidating to start talking about because I'm just like, where do I start? I'm gonna remove this window panel and put it off to the side, and then we can go start with the bottom floor, right? It's the lobby of the Avengers Tower. We get 2 couches, so if you want to place 2 minifigures here. We have a Vita Rush soda machine, and then just kind of hanging out in the middle of the lobby is the Tesseract on the floor. And then there's like a reception desk back there. You get to see the entrance to an elevator, and actually each floor has that elevator. It's not a functional elevator, but I think it's just a cool feature that they added it to every floor. In this second floor, you can see there's pieces of broken glass here, and actually what you're meant to do here is put this Captain America with his mask on laying on the ground, and then have Captain America standing over him admiring America's ass. I didn't say that, you did. There's a little clear clear bridge overhead with the other Captain America's shield. And if you peek in towards the back, you can see one of Tony Stark's labs, and it's actually Jarvis fighting Ultron. So Jarvis is the orange blob and Ultron is the blue blob. Easter egg on the screen, that sticker is the Mark 7, I think, that chases after Iron Man when Loki throws him off the building. Or does he throw himself off the building? In the next floor, this is where you can actually place Tony Stark's damaged Mark 6 if you would like. There's a spot for him right in the middle. There's monitors all over the place full of Easter eggs. I know there's an arc reactor around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. In this lab is where you can see his arc reactor over here on the side. On the back, you see like a wrench on the floor. You also see a printout of, is this Ultron or is this, I can't tell if this is supposed to be Zola on the floor. There's arc reactor. There's a picture with Loki. There's a diagram here with Iron Man's Mark 7 or 8. Oh my God. It says rescue and it says work in progress. Oh my God. How did I not notice that? And then there's 3,000. Oh my God. That has to be the coolest sticker on this whole floor. The next floor up here has a containment pod. You can trap Ultron in there if you want. There's a newspaper clipping on the floor that says, "Who is the Iron Man?" Literally, there's just like so many Easter eggs. I know I'm gonna miss some stuff while I'm going through this. I know that there's also some containers around here that just have like Pym particles in them because there's a lot of those Pym particle stickers. Like I literally just opened this drawer and there's a $100 bill and this other one has a cookie in it. Is there anything in the Roxxon tank? No, there's nothing in the Roxxon tank. It's kind of cool. As you can see, there's enough room for you to like put your hands in it and like move things around and pose things around as you want. The next floor after that has the Quinjet landing area, and behind that is the bar scene from Age of Ultron where everybody is sitting around Thor's hammer trying to see who's worthy of picking it up. So I made a mistake in my first Avengers Tower video when I was talking about the blocks where I was like, is that the shawarma scene? Not the shawarma scene. Everybody is sitting around Thor's hammer trying to lift it. And there's a sticker on the TV, Hulk smashes again, weather update, who is Winter Soldier? Very cute little Easter eggs there. There's another monitor in that bar area and it's just like how to lift heavy stuff, how to lift safely, Asgard cardio, be an ant. So it's just a bunch of files. It looks like it's kind of funny. Now, as you can see, reaching into that bar part of this build is a little far. So you can actually remove this portion as well. These are all like functioning windows. You can remove this part, open this up, and it gives you better visibility. There's also a newspaper on that table. It says Battle of New York. There's a little plant. There's a lamp. The next floor, the 6th floor. So this is another piece that's removable and it's this curved part of the tower. And that's where you'll see the Loki sticker from Hulk smashing him and a little Easter egg of an Avengers comic on the floor. This top area over here is like a lid and that's basically another lab and it has Loki's scepter up here. And at the very, very top is where you can place poor Dr. Eric Selvig, who is brainwashed by Loki into opening a portal to have the Chitauri invade Earth. This here is one long piece and it just snaps to the studs underneath it. Here is the Quinjet. It's actually just such a cool little build. You can fold the wings in and like I said, place it right over here on the landing pad. Here's the Leviathan. This was so cool to come together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are Ninjago pieces, all of these gold pieces. LEGO even included its own stand. Like, I'm sorry, why don't you do this more often? It would be so cool to have stands and it's literally just like 2 pieces and this stands very well. Something else, I remember audibly gasping when I realized that I was building the letter A because I was like, man, the tower is mostly done, but I'm still missing the letter A. Where is it? And then like this long piece came together and I was like, a truly, truly awesome set to build as a big Marvel nerd. All right, I think I covered all of the bases here. If I forgot something, if you saw an Easter egg that I didn't cover, let me know in the comments. I had so much fun building this LEGO set. Do I think it's worth the money? Yes, I absolutely do. It's releasing on Black Friday. There's going to be a gift with purchase as well. And I think it's gonna be a taxi cab with a Black Panther minifigure in it. Generally for LEGO sets, I think if I can get 1,000 pieces per $100, it's a good deal. So the fact that this is 5,200 pieces and it's $500 and you additionally get 31 minifigures, I would say the value in terms of bang for your buck is absolutely there. Let me know if you caught an Easter egg that I might have missed and let me know if this is a set that you're thinking of picking up.